What's up guys, welcome to the video. And for today's video we got a little simple delete. Recently I became aware of this car having a sound generator, and I was completely in the unknown about it, and I thought it was just a emissions pipe or something, so I never bothered with it. But till recently I found out what it actually was, and it blew my mind. So if we pop the hood real quick, so this whole pipe right here, I realized, is just a sound generator, just to put intake noises in the cabin of the car, which I was completely unaware about. And if you come inside the cabin on the passenger side, you'll see the sound generator is currently right there on the inside the cabin, and I currently have the 12 volt little knob in there. Take it out. This is what it looks like, but you can just use this as a little easy quick delete until you do the full thing. It does reduce the noise down a little bit, that I have noticed, but I have a road trip coming up soon and I'd like to reduce the noise in the cabin a little bit, and I've noticed just after putting this in, it eliminates a lot of the drone that you hear in the cabin that I wasn't aware that I was even hearing before. And here are the two little things we have to delete this, and went to my local Ace Hardware and we came out with $9.52 for these two items. Honestly, a big cheat code. You'll find it in your plumbing section. At least like this was over in the PVC, and then this was like very close. I don't know if it was in the same aisle or not at my local Ace Hardware, but I'm sure you could go to any of your local hardware stores maybe and get these pieces. So coming to the car end of things, all you'll really need is a flathead, or maybe like a 8mm or 7mm. Then we got two 10 mils, one right here, and then the rest of it I think you're just able to pull out of the cabin, and then you'll be good. And we'll be using this to shove back in that end of the cabin where I showed you guys before, and we'll be using this piece to just put right here. WD-40'd this thing up and should just come out. Alright, just like that, we're good. And we got a new clamp hose to put in our collection. I moved my clamp over to the other side so that way I could put it on and actually be able to work on this. But now we should be good, and just set it on there. Alright, now I can tighten this thing up. Alright, got that on there. Doesn't feel like she's coming off, so I think we'll be good on that end of things. So next we're just going to take these two bolts off and take it all out. Alright, now that we got that taken care of, should be free. And then when you come down here, it's going to be sitting right here, and you kind of just want to pull up on it. And at the same time, you might accidentally pull it out of the cabin like I did, so that way it is completely out of the cabin, and now it's kind of just laying on the car. There was also one more right here. You just press these tabs on the side with your flathead, and then it should be just ready to come out. Yep, there it is. Now we should just be able to pull this out of the car, because there should be absolutely nothing holding it in. So and just like that, you have your whole sound generator system out of the car. And the engine bay looks a lot more tidy, a lot more cleaned up. Granted, mine is a little dirty right now, but it looks a lot emptier. I'm probably gonna take these bolts out of the sound generator and put them back in, as it's kind of just a shield to hold them in place, and it'll fill in the holes, make it look a bit OEM like it's supposed to be there still, but they might be sitting higher than they're supposed to. But I'm just gonna put them in, see how I like it. This is what it looks like after I put my bolts back in. This one's flat and this one's kind of spaced up, so whether you want to put that one back in or not, kind of up to you, but it's what I did. Now that we're done with that, we're gonna shove our little plastic piece inside the cabin, and with where we're at right now, this should be just an empty hole now, and I'm gonna shove this in there, and we might have to use all of our force just to get it in. And just like that, we've deleted the sound generator, and you should have a lot less noise inside the cabin. I wish I would have known this earlier and known that it was not emissions things. There are other better things you can do. Like some companies make this its own piece, and it deletes this in general. But this $8 to $9 delete versus buying a $80 to $500 part to just delete that piece is kind of an enormous big difference. At least for this, you can at least just do a cheap little delete and not have to buy a giant intake piece or whatnot, just to like save you a few hundreds of dollars possibly. That's it for the install. It's fairly easy. Would definitely recommend. As I've noticed, just with the 12-volt cover, it was reducing the noise a lot. Well, I can say after a drive around town, this thing is definitely a lot quieter on the inside. And since I have an exhaust, I can definitely hear all the exhaust, not a bunch of, like, I want to say air in the cabin, but it's really hard to notice when you don't even know what's happening. But it is very quiet in the interior now, other than like just my regular noises like my radio and whatnot, which is very nice to mostly just hear the radio. I've heard some things online where people said it sounded a lot less dronier, probably like at least 30% quieter in the cabin, which is very nice. Not something I would expect to be even a thing on this car. I'm wondering why they even put it in there, but at the same time, I kind of have an idea why they put it in the cabin, because it being a sporty car type of thing. Hope this helped you do the delete or whatnot, but thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more content.